Hello, this is Miss PSKV coming to you in the comfort of your home. Well, just coming in to talk to you about the unfortunate. When things come into our life that we are not pleased of. Things that have came into our life that have stagnated us. And the only reason why it continue to take root and grow stronger and stronger until it becomes overwhelming around the things that is in your life presently is because you did not take the time to look back at that past that was stagnated and go in and do something about it. Now, you'll say, Miss PSKV, what in the world are you talking about? And what I'm talking about is when we want to go forward in life, we got to also be true to ourselves, not to take baggage and things that will overwhelm us, that has already been complicated. And the only thing that is doing is continuing to grow root because you do not want to go underground. And underground means to go into that deep depression and start cutting it up and say, I have overcome. I am a survivor. No matter what it is, no matter which situation you've been going through, you are a survivor when you have took action to take control over your life to rise into your greatness. Now, what is greatness? Greatness means that when you can take the time and move from people gossip, move from how people looking at you and what they think about you, and that is your greatness. That is the first point of greatness when you can start identifying yourself that you are important. And the blessings on your life is important. The purpose on your life is important. And now, whatever was bothering me in that past, whatever think that it had roots on me, I am strong enough and I have the ability to rise and say no more. Enough, enough, enough of that bull, that bull crap. Enough is enough. So motivation starts with yourself. Motivation starts with you taking charge over all that darkness, all of that stuff that is hidden from your childhood, all of that stuff that you feel that mommy didn't treat you right, daddy didn't treat you right, and you was the black sheep of the family. And everybody was mistreating you and you was bullied in school, but you allowing that dogma mentality of that stagnating darkness to continue to be hidden while you are growing newness. And sooner or later, if you do not handle that mess with your own mind of strength, with your own meditation of greatness of positivity, these things will come in and it will come in with a contagious spirit to try to upset the blessings that is being manifest in the now and walking into the future. So yes, the past things do need to be looked at. The past things do need to be handled. The past things do need to be uprooted, chopped up, and thrown in the fire for us to rise into our greatness and not carrying the overwhelmed guilt, the overwhelmed, I could have did this better, overwhelmed of being stagnated, being fearful. Baby, we have the strength. Oh, my sweet babies, we have the strength. We have the strength to rise as giants in our mind, that we know that we are our controllers of the mind. Yes, the universe Father controls us. Yes, the universe Father is in charge of everything. But you got to remember, he did say he gave us power in what? The dominion power. He had given us power in the power of his glory. So when we do not use that power, that is when darkness can come in and stagnate us. But when we rise up and say, no matter what, it's going to be done. I don't have to live like this. I don't have to live like this. Just because I came from a family and I was born a crackhead baby, I don't have to live in the residue of my mother or my daddy who was on crack cocaine. I don't have to live like that. I don't have to live like that from an alcoholic parent who was now thinking more of that alcohol and thinking more of getting that next drink than taking care of me and feeding me. And what about those that was born into a family, a single parent family, and they was hooked on them drugs and they was getting supplemented food stamps and they was out there selling the food stamps, would not even put the food in the house to feed the babies. Now we got generational lines that done grew up in that category. We have generational lines that have now grown up into that dysfunctionality of abuse. Abuse that took place in their own bloodline. Their own bloodline of dysfunctionality. And now you're adult. Now you out there on your own. You are out there now to rise yourself up to take care of your own family. But now that residue of that underground, dark, deep dysfunctionality of abuse is still hidden inside of you. And it coming right back to be active because you done what? Been raised into it. It done came in with the essence of its disease and it made you contagious of the things that is touching your life for your own adulthood, your own future. And then it also can stagnate you where you don't even mature. So when you come in and you can recognize the uncleanness of that dysfunctionality, of that unfortunate behavior that was not called on you, that you was born in that environment. You was born with that contagious order, born already addicted to drugs. Babies, it's never too late for anything. It's never too late to rise up beyond the measure of whatever was passed down to you from a generational line. You have the power to say no more. You have the power to say, I refuse. I am the generation who reject this chaos. We have the power to make changes. We have the power to renew ourselves. We have the power to renew our mind. So when it comes down to taking action, when it comes down to taking action and being aggressive in that action, and the aggressive mean not to be a mad black man and a mad black woman or a mad white man or a mad white woman, no matter of what culture you may come from. I don't care what culture you is. You don't need to be mad about anything. But what you need to do is get serious to say whatever it is. I have the power to overcome it. I have the power to have authority over my future. I have the power and the authority to have power over my destiny. And that means to take a good look at yourself. Take a good look at ourselves. We need to take a good look within. That's why the word of God tells us, even down to the poetry and the blessing of it, tells us to self-examine ourselves. That's right. The first examination of judgment is ourselves. It don't come from the outside. It comes from the inside. So when you can sit down and self-judge your own self with the bad things, that nobody got to come and tap you on the shoulder and tell you that you are narcissist. You can self-examine yourself and say, wait a minute, hold up. This is not just a disease. This is not just a mental dysfunctionality that I'm suffering with. This is about me now to self-examine myself and to understand it and study it. And study it to understand why I am acting like that. And to go into the deep of the root and saying, wait a minute, hold up. How did this birth in me in the first place? How did it penetrate me in the first place? To rise beyond it. Why is I'm so mean? Why is everyone telling me that I, react this way? And I'm not looking at myself to see what is the problem. looking at myself to see what is the problem. Why am I reacting with that meanness? Why is I'm reacting from, being stand off? Because sometimes it could be something that is hurting on the inside, a little child that is crying out, and that's you, that baby that is crying out that could be molested. And now you trying to hide the darkness of that molestation that this man or this woman have turned around and took you, and took you, and took you, and took you of your innocence. Your innocence when you did not even know what it was. The innocence of not even knowing what they was doing to violate your body. And now it have grown into a mountain inside of you. Now it have grown into a mountain to make you feel that you are unclean. Next thing you know, you try to shake it off of you. And now you say, let it go back over there somewhere. Just, I don't want it in my consciousness. I don't want it in my subconsciousness. So where do it go? It go into the sublime. And now you are acting on those things that never, never, never took the time to root that thing up and root it up and say, no, this root got to come out, baby. This root got to come out and it got to be chopped up, cut up, and thrown into the fire to be burned for no more existence. This is what we have to deal with. Some of us go into marriages and you've been already dysfunctional before you even get married. You already been abused physically, mentally, emotionally. You have been abused. And now that thing is in that sublime. And you get married and you feel everything is going good. Everything is going sweet. And next thing you know, here come the back flashes of the sublime. Here go the back splashes while you cooking the food for your family, and you having now just the smell of the food bringing you a memory back that throw you down to your knees. A memory that you done forgot about. Just the smell of that food have brought you back into a sublime, something that you done threw down into the darkness, nothing that you have talked to anybody about. Because of the shame and the dysfunctionality of the situation of that person who have took advantage of you. And you tried to hide that thing. You tried to lock it down into a trunk. You tried to lock it down and throw it underground where roots and all of those roots can now grow around it and now hold that trunk into safety. But here come that smell of that food. And you up in there, that kitchen, cooking. And the next thing you know, you down on your belly, weeping, crying. Your husband or your wife come in. Baby, what's wrong? Is everything all right? Oh, just don't touch me. Oh, please, just don't touch me. And they backing up and saying, baby, what's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. But baby, what's wrong? I know something wrong. What happened? Did I do anything to you? What happened? Did anybody do something to you on your job? Or if you're just a household, because the men are staying home raising children. The women are staying home raising children. Did anything happen to the children? Did anything happen that I don't know about? What's the matter? And you don't even want to speak that thing out because it had not been taken care of. It been locked down into that sublime, and now it became contagious and went over into your now. It done transferred over and operating into your future because it wasn't handled. And when you get this here sublime vision, let me tell you, it already been doing damage. It's already been activated a long time ago, but it was just hidden because you don't want to face it. I'm just having an episode. I don't know. I'm just having one of these days. That's it. I'm just having one of these days. Bad days. That's it. I just got out of the bed the wrong way. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. But babies, it's all due to the fact of what's locked in the trunk, that the roots of the unclean is wrapped around that trunk and put a key on it and locked it up and said, we got the key and you can't get out. And that's talking about all that uncleanness in the sublime that you have not looked at. Right there in your subliminal. That's subliminal. That's subliminal. The subliminal darkness. The subliminal roots that rooted you up. And not activated in the natural mind of the consciousness, in the subconscious, that thing show its head when it want to. You have no control of it no more. And that is why the unfortunate, that unfortunate that creeps up, got to be handled. And how can it be handled, Miss PSKV? By meditation. By sitting down, meditating, and writing it down in whatever way. Sometimes you can go to the psychologist, baby, and you can pay that money. You can pay that money. You can pay it, I'm telling you. And that psychologist can get rich off of you. And you can still come back out with that sublime locked in because you don't even want to be honest. It's too painful because you done forgot about it. You ain't just forget about it because the subliminal done helped that thing. The subliminal done held it down, baby. And it's got its own power. And it's got its own authority. And it said, I'm alive and I can do it when I want to do it. And the only way it can be destroyed is by you. You are the power of the authority of your mind. You are the power to say that I will rise beyond the measure of anything or whatever it was, even down to your parents saying that you wasn't going to be nothing. You ain't nothing. You not going to be nothing. And who do you think you are? You are nobody. That thing will go into your sublime and it will try to hold you down. But baby, you got the key. You got the authority to uproot that thing. And you got it to even throw that trunk into fire to burn with the roots. It is time to take control of our lives. That no other person on the outside of our ability can take control. Once you learn the power of you, the power of you, the power of your thoughts, when you are in there taking your shower, you're going to tell me that your mind is now going into meditation of its own. It goes into meditation while you running that beautiful hot water, that beautiful cool water. Oh, while that water is touching your body and cleansing your body, your mind comes in and say, I want my mind to be cleansed just as you cleansing the body. Oh, oh, oh. How beautiful is the mind when it take charge. Oh, the mind can go in that while you soaking in that bathtub and you got, your flowers all around it, them roses, baby, them rose petals, and you got, burning your scented candles and you into that relaxed zone. Baby, the mind done took over. And it can open up them doors and go into that order and say, don't you think it's time now that the healing come in? Don't you think it's time to release that thing? Don't you think it's time to let that thing go and say, I love myself. I love some me. I love me some me, baby. I love me some me. And that's including even moving yourself from people that always want to keep you in that same old darkness of contagious dysfunctionality. Oh, you think you better. Oh, you think you better than everybody. Oh, you think you so much better. And baby, what it all is. Oh, yes, I do. Because I'm thinking I'm better than what I came from. I'm thinking I'm better because I done put some work inside of me. How can you go in and put work and now you have rised up and you done rised up from that darkness. You done rised up from all that contagious darkness of unfortunate, all of them dark roots, and you done rise yourself up. You're not going to feel better, baby? Because you know why you're going to feel better? Because you're not thinking about other people. You are thinking about yourself. You are thinking about who you are. You are thinking about, I am not that who tried to make me be something that I am not. I am not that thing that they tried to create that was not me. I was birthed out with excellence. Even though dysfunctionality was all around me, I was still born in excellence. And it's up to me to see the excellence that I am in. It is up to me to see the excellence of the beauty that I carry. It's up to me to see my mistakes and forgive myself. How can I forgive others if I cannot even forgive myself? That is the beauty of the life factor. How can I forgive? Oh, that is the main thing that goes all around. Go all around the world and come back 360 degrees. It goes all around the world 480. It goes all around the world 420. It goes all around 12 to 24. Baby, telling you to forgive. And you doing all this forgiving, but all them roots is wrapped up around you, wrapped up around that trunk that is down into that dark deepness of that tunnel, down into a tunnel that is a cave, down into the cave that turned into underground, down to darkness where there's no light shining on it. And here you are, forgiving some of everybody, but you're not forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself is the most beautiful blessing. The most beautiful blessing. The light will shine in. See, you got to forgive yourself. While you forgiving others, don't forget about forgiving yourself. Because how can you really forgive others when you're not even forgiving yourself? Because when you forgive yourself, baby, love gonna penetrate your heart for you. How can you forgive others when love is not penetrating for you? How can you forgive when you are not forgiving yourself, abusing yourself, allowing dysfunctionality of abuse of drugs that came over your life? Oh yes. I got rid of them drugs. I don't drink no more. I'm not on drugs no more. I did the 7-step. I did the 7 steps and I spoke that thing of the admirations and the love admiration, but it wasn't penetrating you. Oh, it been this amount of time that I have not drank anything. It been this amount of time, 7 years, I ain't touch a alcoholic drink. I don't do cocaine no more. I don't do heroin no more. I don't do pills no more. I don't do lean no more. I don't do Molly no more. But have you forgiven yourself of self-affliction of your body? Have you forgiven yourself for the abuse that you did to your body? Not loving yourself. Not loving yourself. to come into rising up into the knowledge and the education that God will even send from the heavens to pour into your life. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for allowing myself to be dysfunctional to myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself of the abuse that I allow myself to abuse myself of not even eating right. Oh, yes, baby. I was eating Chinese food every day. I was over there eating all of that greasy food, not caring what they was cooking it in and all that old grease. And I was just wanting a quick fast. I just wanted a quick fast fix. So what I did, I went over there and I was just eating and eating and eating all this uncleanness. Eating the McDonald's and not even coming home and buying some fresh vegetation to feed my body and to feed my mind. When I got ready to drink, I'm drinking everything that is unhealthy. Down to the sodas, down to I'm doing good because I drink the diet soda. I drink the diet soda. So this is much better for me while I'm eating all this uncleanness. Eating all these big old heroes and I got a diet soda. Now, come on now. That is a joke. Now, all of this going on with the body of affliction. Not taking care of the body. Eating all of these things that is bringing more radicals in the body. Toxics. And here it is. What have I eaten to make a change for my mind to function right? What have I drunk or drink to make a change into my ability to be flexible, to be able to move my feet, to be able to rise up and walk up and down stairs? Is that not the dysfunctional? Is that not the unfortunate? Is that not because I have not loved myself to take charge and go into the subliminal and start cutting up all those things that is toxic to my growth? So some can be right there and say they mature.